6:05 now on Daybreak. Parents, teachers, and kids are just weeks away from headed back to school. And this morning, we're looking at back to school preparations in Western New York and how schools are addressing something called learning loss that occurred while children were learning remotely.
That's happening in all districts across Western New York. But Karis Belger spoke with teachers in Newport, particularly about what they noticed and how they plan to address the concern. Good morning, Karis.
Now, good morning, PM Melissa. I spoke with the superintendent of the Lewiston-Porter Central School District, who mentioned that it was primarily the younger grades that saw a large gap in learning loss. And I also spoke with the principal of the Primary Education Center, and they began to address this concern over the summer by taking a more hands-on approach. As opposed to the traditional summer school structure, the teachers created a learning camp complete with a jungle safari theme. For many students, this was the first time being back in a classroom, having face-to-face interaction with their classmates and their instructors since March of 2020. Miss Yeager is a fifth grade teacher I spoke with. She explained the first thing was rebuilding the expectations of a classroom structure and then using themed activities to help fill any of the gaps that became apparent as they were teaching students.
We wanted to make the learning fun for them. So we did do 2 3-week programs, and all of our learning centered around the rainforest, the math, the reading, the writing. We did projects. For example, we're doing a couple of our classes, we're having the students create zoo animal enclosures where they had to research animals and put together a whole enclosure for animals.
Ms. Yeager also explained the hands-on projects seemed to help rebuild the foundational knowledge the students needed in order to grasp the concepts that were necessary for them to be on track going into the school year. And the principal, Ms. Larson, told me she knows there are still some gaps to fill for students, but since they've already identified those concerns over the summer, they're prepared to provide extra assistance to students who may need it. And I should mention that the superintendent mentioned that there was some learning loss, not as much as he expected, but across all grade levels. And for example, for high school students, a learning center has been built in with the help of some federal money that was given to the district to help make sure that high school students can go in and get extra help with specific subjects where they may be having trouble. I'm Karis Belger for Channel 2 News Daybreak. Back to you, Pete and Melissa.
All right, Karis, thanks for the update.